Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Di, and today I'm sharing with you my manga haul for the month of October. So this month's manga haul is a little bit more reasonable. I'm not even sure why that is. It just is. So I'm still happy with everything that I purchased, and I'm really excited for a few of the things that are in this stack. So I'm happy to share them with you today. So let's get into it. Right off the top here, I have Before Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba by Koyoharu Gotoge. This is Before Demon Slayer. See how best-selling author Koyoharu Gotoge, creator of worldwide sensation Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, got started. This collection features 4 short stories packed with supernatural action, including a deadly vampire hunt starring Tamayo, and an early model for Muzan that would serve as the direct inspiration for Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. So, we have read Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba with our Monochrome Manga Club, and it was a series that I wasn't really sure that I was going to enjoy, but I'm happy to report that I really, really enjoyed that series, and so we definitely needed to pick this one up to add to our collection and see what more there is from this mangaka. So I am looking forward to experiencing those stories in there. We have volume 13 of Mission Yozakura Family by Hitsuji Gondaira. This one's published by Viz, rated teen. So this one is a story about a guy who has been orphaned, and he ends up joining his best friend's family due to circumstances, and he ends up finding out that his best friend and her family are a family full of spies, and so he needs to learn how to become a spy in order to not only protect himself but also to protect the family. And it's a story that I really, really enjoyed. I started reading it on the Shonen Jump app, and I had said that, you know, if it ever came to physical publication, that I would start collecting it, and it came to physical publication, so I am collecting it. I just love these covers. The covers that they have put on these are just so colorful and bright and fun, and I'm just really, really enjoying collecting these. I really need to get back to reading it, though, because now we're past where I have read. And yeah, an enjoyable story. Kind of full of hijinks, but lots of action and some mysterious aspects as well. And I'm enjoying the story so far, so had to continue collecting that one. And volume 1 of My Dear Detective, Mitsuko's Case Files. This one is by Natsumi Ito. This was published by 7 Seas, rated teen. So this says there's no case she won't take. Hoshino Mitsuko is a determined and hardworking woman living in the 1920s. Where career women are a rarity and looked down upon. Despite rampant sexism and pressure to stay home, she's determined to prove herself a successful detective no matter what. One day, she's approached by the handsome waiter Yoshida Saku, who presents Mitsuko with her first solo case. Together, the two work closely to solve the mystery, and Mitsuko finds Saku quite capable but very curious and takes him on as her new assistant. Can this duo tackle cases and the turbulent atmosphere of the Showa era? So I thought it sounded interesting. You know, I really enjoy mystery stories in general. And so, yeah, I thought I'd give this one a go. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to enjoy it, though, because with historical stories, that's kind of an element that I really don't enjoy. But I'm willing to give it a go. And so I decided to go ahead and pick up the first volume. I have volume 5 of Tamon's B-Side. This has story and art by Yuki Shiwasu. This one is published by Viz, rated teen, so this is a story about our female character here who is a fan of a boy band, and she ends up taking on a home cleaning job so that she can help pay for the merch that she has been accumulating, and ends up getting assigned to her bias's house. And in that happening, she ends up getting to know him outside of his persona on stage and finds out that there's a lot more to him than she thought. And so I'm really enjoying the story. It's super cute so far. I think I've read 2 or 3 volumes, and it's just a really, really enjoyable story, and I'm enjoying reading it. So I'm continuing to read and collect that series. I have volume 1 of Otaku Vampire's Love Bite by Julieta Suzuki. This one is published by Viz, rated teen. This is the author of Kami-sama Kiss. So this one says, Hina Arukado is a mono vampire who drinks blood from bags instead of from humans. But she's also a complete shut-in who hasn't left the house in 30 years. In an effort to reach her, Hina's dad does something that changes her life. He gives her a DVD of the Vampire Cross anime. Hina is instantly obsessed, especially with the character Mao, but it's difficult to fangirl as hard as she wants from her bedroom in Romania. So now Hina is out of the house and off to Japan to live her otaku dream. Hina's so busy collecting Mao merch that she almost doesn't feel bad about missing out on the Vampire Cross cafes. If only she had a human friend who could eat all the themed food for her. But connecting with humans isn't easy until Hina literally bumps into her neighbor Kyuta, a prickly boy who looks just like Mao. Having her best friend live next door will be so convenient now if she can just convince him to actually be her friend. So I thought that sounded really cute, and I decided to go ahead and check that one out. I have volume 5 of Game Between the Sheets. This one is by Mai Nishikata. This one is published by 7 Seas, rated older teen. So this is about a woman who takes her job like so seriously that she'll answer work calls in the middle of sex. And so she ends up in a dangerous kind of game with her co-worker who's new to the company. And they just kind of explore like a physical relationship with each other at this point. It's been a while since a volume of this has come out, and I wasn't too sure what was up with it. I didn't really look into it, but the 4th volume kind of left on like a little bit of a cliffhanger that could have been considered an end, and so I was kind of okay with where it left off, but I'm glad there's another volume because I am curious about a couple of things. And so, yeah, really looking forward to this one. This one is 17 plus as far as the older teen goes. I have volume 4 of Imitation by Kyungran Park. This one is published by Yen Press, rated teen. So this one is about a girl who is part of an up-and-coming girl group, and she kind of styles herself very similarly to another idol and kind of gets flack for it, but at the same time it's kind of one of those things where bad publicity is still good publicity, right? Because her group is up and coming and at least they're getting some mentions. And she ends up getting put in a situation where she has to work with the leader of a boy band. And this guy like can't stand her, and because of all the things that are being said about her and the things that she does and things like that. And so they end up like getting off on the wrong foot. And as they work together, they start to get to know each other better and eventually start to have feelings for each other. This has been adapted into a live-action Korean drama, which I have watched, and I really, really enjoyed it. But there were a lot of differences from what I had read to what I had watched at that point. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what the source material has to say about the story and the things that happen and things like that. I enjoyed the live action Korean drama a lot, and I'm enjoying reading the manhwa as well. So I'm looking forward to continuing with this series. I have volume 3 of Ako and Bambi by Hiro. This one is published by Yen Press, rated teen. So this is about a guy who writes a column, and he's living in this like apartment and ends up making the acquaintance of Akko. So Akko is kind of like a spirit that lives in his apartment, and he ends up like having to switch his column and to writing like a supernatural like column because his previous column ended, and he uses his like conversations and meetings with Akko as a basis for his new column. There's a little bit of a mysterious element, at least as far as the first volume goes, because that's all I've read so far, but we read it for the Monochrome Manga Club. I actually really enjoyed it, and it looks like we're gathering up a kind of a group of people also. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this story moves on and what things happened as far as, Akko and Bambi and their relationship, and how the other people that have been introduced into the story kind of add to the layers of what's going on. And so I'm really, really enjoying it. I'm looking forward to continuing. The first volume had like turquoise. Oh yeah, this one too. The colors on the panels it's not black. It's more of like a brownish color like this with like turquoise. I'm looking forward to continuing with that one. I have volume 3 of What He Who Doesn't Believe in Fate Says by Omura Rice. This one is published by 7 Seas Rated Teen. So this one is about a guy who can see the red string of fate, and he realizes that his red string doesn't lead to the person that he's interested in. And so he wonders if there's a way to change fate. I've read both of the volumes that have come out before this one, and I'm really interested to see what happens in this one, because at the end of volume 2 something happens where I'm really curious to see where that goes. And so definitely need to continue with that story. I'm enjoying it so far. I have volumes 1, 2, and 3 of Red River in the bind up. This one is published by Viz, rated older teen, so this one is by Chie Shinohara. I have read a good portion of this series. A really, really long time ago, I was borrowing it from my library, and I got up to a volume where the library did not have the next volume. They had it, and then either somebody borrowed it and never returned it, or it got damaged and they never replaced it. But I could not find that volume to purchase either. And so I ended up having to stop reading the series. So now that it's being re-released, I can go back to this series finally and hopefully finish it up. So this is a story about a girl who gets transported into ancient Anatolia. So it says Yuri, a modern teenager, is transported to ancient Anatolia as part of a scheme by the evil Nakia, queen of the Hittites. Only the intervention of Nakia's stepson, Prince Kale, I think it's Kale, saves Yuri from the queen's bloodthirsty intentions. As an unintended consequence of the prince's actions, the people of Anatolia embrace Yuri as the incarnation of the great war goddess Ishtar. Finding herself entangled in the social and political drama of a fractured royal family, Yuri begins to maneuver through their manipulations and learn how to survive while stuck in the past. I had really enjoyed this one up until the point where I had to stop reading it. So I'm really looking forward to restarting this one and re-experiencing the story and seeing how it's going to end. I think I got up to like volume 15 or so. I think that's where the library didn't have the volume anymore. And so, yeah, really looking forward to re-experiencing this series. And so glad that that series is getting re-released. And I think the rest of what I have here is light novels. So the first one I have is volume 1 of Love is Dark by Ao Ju Monji. This one has illustrations by Bun Bun. This is published by Yan On, rated 16 and up, so that is older teen. So this says, how many lives does an assassin need to survive a high school romance? So it says, Sosei Takarai is not normal. More than anything, he wants to be a regular high schooler like everyone else. That's why he has to keep his less than wholesome job a secret. Of course, the school life he's carefully built up is shattered when the most beautiful girl in class, Asumi Shiramori, asks him out. Unfortunately, his work as an assassin takes up most of his evenings and weekends, so he can't even go on a proper date with his new girlfriend. And things only get more complicated when he inexplicably spots a mysterious girl from his school while on the job. So I thought it sounded interesting and decided to go ahead and check that one out. I have volume 1 of Kusunoki's Garden of Gods. This one is by Enju with illustrations by Ox. This one is published by Yan On, ages 13 and up, which is teen. It says springtime sweets and summer subjugation. Deep in the countryside, Minato Kusunoki is left in charge of a terrifying house overflowing with evil spirits. or at least it was until his extraordinary ability cleared them all out. In their absence, a procession of strange and unusual kami is drawn to the comfort of the purified Kusunoki residence. First come the sweet-toothed Yamagami and his fluffy kin, then a sake-loving spirit turtle, and before Minato knows it, his house has been transformed into a kami realm of perpetual spring. However, the next to arrive isn't a kami, but an onmyoji who wishes to borrow Minato's spirit-dispelling power. Thus begins Minato's halcyon days in the Garden of the Gods. So I thought that sounded really interesting as well. I love that cover. And so I'm looking forward to checking that one out. And the last one I have here is a translated novel. And that is Run with the Wind by Shion Miura. This is translated by Yui Kajita. This one is published by Harper Via. This is a story that has an anime adaptation called Run with the Wind. And it's about a college track team and how they kind of got put together, because they're a team full of people who aren't, or mostly aren't, athletes. And so it shows you how they kind of come together and start training to participate in the Hakone Ekiden. So it's a legendary college marathon relay race. And so there is a summary here, so I'll go ahead and read it to you. It says, after shoplifting some bread one chilly night, former high school track and field star Kakeru Karahara runs through the city streets. Though he has grown disillusioned with the sport, he feels as if he could keep running forever. However, his reverie is broken by a mysterious boy on a bike, Haiji Kiyose, a fellow runner who also happens to attend Kakeru's university. Impressed by Kakeru's agility, Kiyose persuades Kakeru to move into Chikusei-so, a rundown dormitory where he lives with 8 other boys, including identical twins Jota and Joji, honor student Shindo, detail-oriented Yuki, trivia junkie King, Tanzanian international student Musa, nicotine-loving Nico, and a manga otaku prince. It's only when Kakeru is all settled in that Kiyose reveals his grand plan, to assemble a 10-man team of runners to compete in the Hakone Ekiden, a legendary college marathon relay race. Despite their reservations over the course of 10 months, this ragtag team will put aside their differences to pursue an elusive dream and gain much more than they ever expected. Heartfelt and inspiring, Run with the Wind is a thrilling celebration of what it means to run for yourself, for others, and with the wind. So I really, really enjoyed this anime. We've watched it a couple of times. It also has a live action movie, which we've also watched and really enjoyed. And so I'm really, really looking forward to reading this and re-experiencing the story from its source material. So definitely really happy to have this one in my hands. I never even thought it would be something that I'd be able to read, but I'm so glad it is, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. So that is everything that I picked up in the month of October. So far, November, I'm not quite sure what that haul is going to look like. I won't be going to the store to do our meeting anymore, because the meetings, Barnes & Noble has decided to stop having book clubs in general. So they're no longer having book clubs. And so typically the manga club doesn't meet in store anyway in November and December because of the holiday rush and things like that. And so I don't think I'm going to be going to the store for the rest of the year, but we'll have to see. So yeah, I don't know what my hauls are going to look like for the rest of the year, but I'm really, really excited with everything that I've picked up in the month of October. I will be doing my manga advent calendar project in the month of December, where I have 24 volumes of manga to unwrap and read leading up to Christmas Day. So if you're interested in seeing what I will be reading in December, definitely make sure to stay here and subscribe. And I think that's pretty much all I have to say. So let me know down in the comments below if you've picked any of these up. Have you read any of these? If you have, what did you think of them? But please, no spoilers. And if nothing else, and you'd just like to let me know that you were here, if you could leave me some kind of fall emoji down in the comments below, that would be greatly appreciated and would really help me out. And that will do it for me today. So I hope you're all doing great. I hope you're all safe and healthy. And until next time, take care and smile always. Bye.